Number one. I'm Dominic DuFaur. I'm 50 years old and officially 7 days. I've been in the business since we started. I'm the CEO. My career started in commodities trading, moved into recruitment, ran recruitment businesses, launched NOVON 7 years ago, and as I operate as CEO to this day. The main reason for starting NOVON was to try and differentiate in the market and actually add more value to customers who I have worked with over many years, who are asking for new things, different things. So when we started the business, it's building a brand, becoming relevant, attracting people. You tend to go through different cycles of growth, which is normal. So we had exceptional growth, then you grow up as a business and you hit sort of little glass ceilings from time to time. And then you have the next iterations. So you have to mature as a business and invest in people, culture, structure, sales, the whole sort of 9 yards. So today the biggest challenge is still remaining relevant, still having passion, still adding value to customers, and that changes all the time as well, what customers need. Sitting here today, there you go. I'm proud that we've managed to establish ourselves as a relevant business in the market. We've achieved what we wanted to achieve, which is to be a specialist in what we do, and that's data and integration and business consulting. So we tend not to work outside of those domains where possible. So there's a real focus from us on being, seen for what we do well. Our people are recognised for what they do, and our customers certainly value that, and I think that's why they keep coming back to us. So the strengths in our leadership team really come down to the fundamentals of our values. Being humble, being innovative, being yourself, and I like to surround myself with people who are themselves and really, people who aren't here for the money. They're here for the excitement of the role and what they can do for customers. The money's part of that, but certainly having the right people around us is part of the jigsaw we have to pull together every year to make sure. Our leadership team are really good at what they do. They're passionate. It means I don't have to overthink things and let people get on with it. The number one challenge in business is data. The challenge on businesses is actually about understanding data, how to use it, how to both in their business and technically as well. So that's what we bring to the table. We've got talented people who know how to architect, design, solution, and build services or implement technology that does that for our customers, which eventually gives a return on investment for them or their customers financially or everything else in between. Most of our customers are large enterprise, so we're talking huge amounts of data being collected, customers, financial, sales, whatever wherever that data comes from, but it's huge amounts of data. Most customers don't know what to do with it or how to treat it, and you've got the regulatory components of it as well. Our business has done a lot of work over the last few years in particular in running the discovery activity to help customers actually work out what their problems are or give them the solutions that then they're looking for. So as an example, we do a lot of work in the banking sector, albeit they are very advanced in their use of technology and data, and they've got really smart people. Often they need somebody to come in independent of all of that and actually look at giving them a roadmap forward and a solution to actually help them through pain points they might have in their business from time to time. So we've done that many times, and my leadership team are very good at going in and assisting through that process. Authentic people. So I think within reason. You can learn technology, you can learn about a business, you can educate yourself or learn on the job. But authentic people tend to operate better in business, and particularly when you come in as a service provider or a consultant, you don't want to be sold to. You want people who you can trust, and I think that's what we look for when we hire people, whether that be the most senior down to those that are actually in there just building solutions and developing the technology. So as a business, we look for people first and technology, or people first and skills second. Equally, the skills are important, but very, very important to have the right people in the business. It's a very good question. I'm not sure I have the perfect answer. So I would say, as NOVON as a business, as individually, but also as a business, I never feel that we're affected by the macroeconomics. So to say that every organisation is different, and how a large enterprise reacts to the economy and forecast versus what smaller businesses do. So our business operates at a level where we provide a very specialised service that is required, and I don't expect that to change in the short term. And again, I think data is going to be at the centre of everything, whether that be regulatory, whether that be trying to drive sales and revenue, whether that be trying to look at businesses that are looking at reducing cost, or whatever the case may be. It's all about data and looking at that. So on a business level, I don't expect it to affect us in a way that I'm at least not concerned about. The economy itself, I suspect we are in for a bit of a bumpy ride. I think that's globally, that's not here. You only have to look around at Europe, the UK, US. There's impacts all over the world at the moment off the back of the events of the last few years in particular. So I think Australia in itself has always been reasonably resilient. So the likelihood it's going to be an interesting 12 to 18 months, and certainly not one that's going to be bullish. But equally, I don't see us going into a deep-rooted recession either. So I tend to try and separate work and home these days. So I used to work 7 days a week, which isn't healthy. So I'm very committed to separating that period of time, making sure my weekends are my weekends and spending them with my family. We're starting to travel again, which is great. So having regular holidays I think is a really good thing. Just trying to switch off. I'm a football soccer nut. So most of my weekends are spent watching football games, getting up early to watch them. So it's not necessarily particularly healthy work-life balance. I spend a lot of time working or getting up early hours in the morning. But in the whole, it's about making sure that work life doesn't encroach on family life. I've never wore pants backwards, but I have wore shirts inside out before and not realised. I think shirts inside out. Can I say go to the pub? No, seriously. Yeah, go to the pub and then work out how to solve the problem. I think people deserve it. People work hard all year. We have rightly or wrongly, people get 4 weeks leave a year. That's probably not enough. And people tend to use, in Australia, because of summer holidays, people tend to use up holiday over an extended period over what is the Christmas period as well. So yeah, we thought it was a nice thing to do. Why not? I think it's probably the best answer. Look, we're a growing company. We're investing heavily in data as an organisation, as a skill set. Data and engineering, and they're very much meshed these days around how one is equally as important as the other, particularly for our customers. We're involved in some quite interesting projects. We're running discovery for what will be large integration projects, integrating digital banks, or building and then integrating digital banks. Exploring the latest cloud technologies. Our customers are utilising those technologies, and we're helping them drive that strategy. Implementing some of the latest data tooling around artificial intelligence and machine learning. All these projects are really exciting. They're all with large enterprise. They all run for multiple years. You know, if you join NOVON, you'll be highly likely be working with a really exciting customer doing really exciting things.